Have you ever felt like something wasn't quite right? Like a hidden hand was shaping world events from behind closed doors? Conspiracy theories have always swirled around moments of global crisis, whispering of shadowy figures and clandestine agendas. But what if, just this once, the whispers held a grain of truth? What if the COVID-19 pandemic, with its trail of devastation and disruption, was not just a natural disaster, but a meticulously crafted plan? The idea seems far-fetched, ripped from the pages of a dystopian novel. But let's for a moment entertain the possibility. Let's imagine a world where a powerful elite, driven by greed and a lust for control, could orchestrate a global crisis to reshape society in their image. This is not about donning tinfoil hats. It's about connecting the dots, questioning the narratives, and confronting the uncomfortable possibility that we are not being told the whole story. Imagine a world where fear, not freedom, reigns supreme, where every move is tracked, every word monitored, and dissent is silenced with ruthless efficiency. This is the world that the architects of this alleged plan envision, a world where the masses are controlled, manipulated, and ultimately enslaved by an unaccountable few. And COVID-19, with its cloak of fear and uncertainty, has provided the perfect cover for their machinations. This is not a story about a virus, it's a story about power. Who has it, who wants it, and the lengths they will go to seize it. It's a story that has played out countless times throughout history, with empires rising and falling, tyrants tightening their grip, and the masses struggling for freedom. The players may change, the methods may evolve, but the underlying themes of control, manipulation, and oppression remain eerily familiar. Let's step into the shadows, into the clandestine world of the Syndicate. This group, shrouded in secrecy, operates with impunity, pulling the strings of global events from behind a veil of wealth, influence, and carefully constructed anonymity. Their members hail from the highest echelons of power, captains of industry, political kingpins, and the financiers who hold the purse strings of the global economy. For years, whispers of their existence have circulated among those who dared to question the official narrative. They are the puppet masters, the architects of chaos, who view humanity not as individuals with rights and freedoms, but as pawns in their grand game of global domination. Their ultimate goal? To dismantle the existing world order and replace it with a system designed to consolidate their power and cement their rule. Their weapon of choice? Fear. Fear is a powerful motivator, capable of crippling critical thinking, sowing discord, and driving populations to embrace even the most draconian measures in the name of security. And what better way to instill fear than a global pandemic, a silent and invisible enemy that could strike anyone, anywhere, at any time? COVID-19, with its rapid spread and devastating health impacts, provided the perfect opportunity for the Syndicate to put their plan into action. The virus became a tool, a means to an end, allowing them to exploit the ensuing panic and chaos to advance their agenda of control and domination. The Syndicate's plan, like any good conspiracy, relied on a carefully orchestrated sequence of events designed to nudge the world towards their desired outcome. First, the virus itself, whether engineered in a lab or simply a fortunate stroke of nature, had to be introduced onto the global stage, its origins shrouded in mystery, its true nature debated ad nauseum. The virus served as the initial spark that ignited the flames of fear and uncertainty. Next came the media blitz. News outlets, many owned or controlled by members of the Syndicate, bombarded the public with a relentless stream of alarming headlines, dire predictions, and graphic images of overwhelmed hospitals and overflowing morgues. The message was clear: be afraid, be very afraid. With fear firmly established, governments around the world, acting on the advice of experts with ties to the Syndicate, implemented a series of increasingly draconian measures in the name of public safety. Lockdowns, mask mandates, travel restrictions, and mass surveillance programs became the new normal, sold to the public as necessary sacrifices to combat the invisible enemy. Each new restriction, each curtailment of freedom was met with a chorus of approval from a terrified public desperate for any semblance of control in a world spiraling into chaos. And with each successful implementation of their agenda, the Syndicate tightened their grip, their power growing with every fearful whisper, every surrendered liberty. Central to the syndicate's plan was the implementation of widespread digital surveillance. Under the guise of contact tracing and monitoring the spread of the virus, governments rolled out sophisticated tracking apps, facial recognition systems, and data collection programs that would have been unthinkable just a few years prior. These technologies, marketed as essential tools in the fight against the pandemic, quickly morphed into instruments of control, allowing the syndicate and their government collaborators to monitor the movements, communications, and even the thoughts of billions of people around the world. The digital panopticon had arrived, and with it, the erosion of privacy and freedom on an unprecedented scale. Social media platforms, already notorious for their data collection practices, became even more embedded in the surveillance apparatus. Algorithms, honed to perfection by the syndicate's tech wizards, analyzed every post, like, and share, identifying potential dissenters and shaping online narratives to favor the official narrative. The line between public health and social control blurred as governments, emboldened by their newfound powers, used these technologies to silence critics, suppress dissent, and maintain their grip on power. The virus, once a threat to public health, had become a convenient excuse for the construction of a digital police state.